All right, so now we're officially recording and we're officially on and all of that stuff. So welcome, good evening, everyone, to our meditational satsang. I am Nenari, Princess of the Sea, and for those of you who are new, welcome. This is a sacred and safe space held in the utmost unconditional love and free from judgment. We honor you for where you are on the journey, wherever that is, and knowing that you are held in this space of unconditional acceptance, accepting you for who you are in that space and resonance. And Shad says he's waving hi. Hi, love. Hi to all of you. It's wonderful to have you here this evening. And tonight is the precursor night, if you will, to our full moon. We have a huge shift coming that is occurring right now in this moment, and because everything is now in the now moment. The past is past, it's done, and we cannot go back. And simply, it's just being here in the now moment. And in this now moment, we have three eclipses coming our way in these next in this next cycle of about 6 weeks, I think it is now. And so tonight is the night before the first night of the full moon. The full moon usually has 3 nights. And so you have the first evening, which would be tomorrow, the second evening, which is the fullest part of the full moon, which would be Thursday evening, and Friday evening, which is the last evening of the full moon. And as I said earlier, before we started the evening, that evening, Friday evening, I will be in my sacred space in nature, enjoying the full moon and essence. And this full moon has a special essence to it, as the next couple of cycles we go through does as well, which is we also have a lunar eclipse. We will also have a solar eclipse, and then I believe it's another lunar eclipse after that within this next 6 weeks. So powerful energy is happening right now. And this full moon is what's known as the Wesak full moon, which is the Buddha full moon, or the honoring of the true God and Goddess within us in divine essence, divine union, divine love. And so with that is what this actual full moon is all about, this lunar eclipse is all about. And it was interesting because I received 2 things today in my email, among many things, that I want to share with you regarding this. And one of those things has to do with a quote. I belong to and have been a part of Humanities team for quite a many years. Humanities team was in part started and begun by Neil Donald Walsh and a group of other people, and I was one of the first people who were involved in it and helped get that started. And so I receive their daily messages every day and have been for many years now. And this message in particular that came through today I thought was very profound and has a lot to do with the Buddha energy, or the balance of the divine masculine and divine feminine within, which actually the Buddha essence is oneness, is love. And so I'm going to read this to you. And it's a quote by Ted Murray, and it says this: "How does your life add value to the world? This is a question that can and should be asked on a regular basis. Those who have the most fulfilling lives are those who have followed their passion and created tremendous value in the lives of others. Too often, those who have the most to contribute to the world are hesitant to share their gifts with others. They often fear being perceived as arrogant, pushy, or ego-centered if they try to promote their ideas and knowledge to others. However, actually it is just the opposite. The person who is afraid to share their unique gifts and talents with others is the one who is in the greatest ego. In fearing being labeled or judged, you are cheating others from the benefit of your special talents. You have something to offer the world that is truly unique. People are desperate for the knowledge, insight, and love that only you possess. Why not share it with as many people as possible? In doing so, you will create a more abundant and fulfilling life for you and all those whose lives you touch. And that's so key because our satsang that we did on Saturday evening, as well as I think we're going to continue in this format for a little while, is talking about our dharma, what our life purpose is. And so that quote for me was very profound, and I hope it is for you, and that helps to get you into that space of really, what is it that your true purpose is? What gifts do you have to share that you've been hiding from? And within that, I also received something else too that I will read here about our full moon and lunar eclipse that is coming. It says, she, meaning the moon, she's here to dissolve your unconscious patterns, to get you refocused back to what you came here for, what you're really here for, your true purpose. She's here to help you shed those excess skins and return to what really matters, and to encourage you to let go of those deep, old, bitter wounds that have enabled your self-destructive behaviors. She is helping you to see your shadow, that thing that stalks behind you and leaves pain and chaos in your wake. Turn around and face your darkness. See it, acknowledge it, to let it dissolve. Those patterns, those things that keep happening to you, they are coming from you. You create your life. Look back at the deep wounds that created this behavior about money, the opposite sex, living space, health, etc. Where did they arise from? Don't go into your shadow angry. That's never worked before. Go with compassion. Be open to the lessons and the truth that arises. They are to heal you. It's time to be a Diana the huntress with those dreams of yours. Start chasing them and hunting them down. Stop worrying about others. They are each in the dreamland and the journey of their own personal path. Just like in yoga class, when you're too busy looking at what others are doing, you get distracted and fall over. Come back to you. It's time to refocus, recenter on the dreams that are being laid out for you. Follow your dreams, every whisper of them home. Dive back in. Let your dream be your soul and soul focus. Your dream is your true soulmate. It is yours and only yours. Return to it. What you seek is truly seeking you. This moon eliminates your truth. It illuminates your truth, excuse me. It is very much the year of the snake, don't forget. We are shedding skins. We're only moving forward and upward. Moving backward is what gets us into trouble with the snake energy. And we are going at this alone, which means being all one. Practicing the goddess Kali, meditation, bowing to Kali and offering the negative cloaks I wear, behaviors, patterns to her flames. Take them from me, goddess Kali, and I offer these patterns and cloaks from my back that hold me back, that keep me stuck, to her fire. I unpeel my layers to return to my true essence. Lead me from the unreal to the real. If there is one mantra for this moon, it is that. Lead me from the unreal to the real. Let the truth be seen. The truth heals instantaneously. It is nature's best medicine, truth. For truth is love, and love is the highest healer. And such healing happens instantaneously. This moon is here to illuminate the truth. Nothing can stay hidden. Don't try to hold on to old self-images, old lies you tell yourself about yourself. Nothing inauthentic can remain. This is the era of sustainability, but first, sustainability starts with you. What are you running from? Turn and face it. There is nowhere left to run, nowhere left to hide. Offer what simply hasn't worked to the goddess. It is time to get naked and offer yourself up to the universe. Stop running, child, she says. Have a little faith in me, she whispers. And so within that tonight, we're going to go into a deep meditation in which we shed all that darkness and place it into the fire of love, burning off the essence of anything that no longer serves you, to come into who you truly are. I offer you to take a deep breath and to close your eyes and to get comfortable. And in that space where you can truly go within, taking a deep breath. And on the out breath, just release into the silence. Into the Buddha that you are, the God or Goddess you are. Knowing that the God and Goddess are one within you. Feeling yourself being deeply relaxed with each breath you take. Feeling the silence washing over you, bathing you. Just imagine you're in a grass field. There is nothing but just pure green grass. Notice a tree nearby. And notice that you're sitting in this green grass. And just feel the earth and the grass, how soft it is, how warm and inviting. And notice in the sky the full moon shining down upon you as you just sit and bask in this field of grass. Notice there is a goddess before you. Feel her energy pouring through you. She is the moon goddess. As she pours the light of the moon into you, bring up anything that is of old wounds, any hurts, any pains, anything that no longer serves you. keeps you from being who you are. Offer that up to her. Give this to the moon goddess. And as you give this to her, envision her hands alight with the firelight of the full moon. And watch as you give her each thing that you're letting go of. Watch her burn it, melting it away in the burning fires of love itself. And with each thing that is burned, notice she's returning to you the light of love and piercing your heart with that light of love. Just keep offering all those things that no longer serve you. All those old wounds, those patterns that you keep repeating over and over again. Allowing the truth of your being to be revealed. Seeing her hands burn with the fire of love as you give the goddess all that hurt and pain. Letting your armor go. Shields, the walls, blocks around your heart. Letting it all go into the fire. Feeling deeply that light of love piercing your heart. Knowing that this is truly who you are. Deep releasing and healing. And when you feel you're ready, and you feel you've released everything that you can, everything that no longer serves you, allow the goddess to show you who you really are. Envision her hands now as a ball of white light. See her holding this ball of white light. Look within this ball of white light. And allow her to show you who you really are. Why you came here. What your dharma, your purpose is. Your one true calling that calls you so deeply that it calls you rather than you calling it. Allow her to show you who you really are. See this truth. Allow it to fully pierce your soul and being. For your soul knows. This goddess, she is showing you your soul. And this resonates with you so deeply. To the point of tears. Because she is showing you you. Feel this truth deeply within you. Allow it to pierce your soul and being as one in this moment. Ask the goddess now, in showing you who you really are, from that inner knowing, ask her to show you your intuitive heart's most fondest dream and desire in being that life purpose, that soul purpose. Look into the ball of white light. With clear seeing and see it, be it, know it, and feel it. With every fiber of your being and breath and heartbeat and soul knowing, this is who you are. This is the dream of why you are here. Know it with such an inner knowing that it's second nature, or rather your first nature. As you are in this inner knowing, you start to feel a warmth filling you, a resonance, an isness. It just is. Just like the love a mother has for her child. She just knows. She just loves. So too, do you now have a clear vision, a clear inner knowing of who you are and why you came here. You will now take this with you in a singular focus. Your focus will be only on this. Knowing that Source is guiding you, Spirit is guiding you, giving you the signs along the path. You will be in this one single pointed focus, regardless of outer distractions, situations, events, or other people who will say otherwise. You will be this one pointed focus, just like the one pointed focus of the goddess, the one pointed focus of the full moon. Now, see the goddess place the full moon into her hands. And with the kiss of the next breath, she blows the full moon right into your heart center. All that power and essence of love and light filling your being, illuminating you and who you are, awakening you. You are God and Goddess alike. You are one pointed focus of your mission and purpose here, of your dream, your dharma. Feel that light bursting through you as you feeling it radiate from your heart center down into your solar plexus, down into your sacral chakra, down into your base chakra, and all the way down into your feet, and then coming right back up with the speed of light up to your throat chakra, your third eye, and your crown chakra, and bursting forth out, feeling such radiance, bursting with joy, bliss, peace, oneness, centeredness, calmness. You are this. Feeling it starting to awaken you into the multidimensional being that you are. Tune into those multidimensions now and start to see and feel and experience those beings that are around you now. There are many in the multidimensions that are here with us. Feel their presence and their energy with you. For they are here to guide you. And you can tune in, communicate with them anytime you so choose. For now, just say hello to these beings. Bless them with love, knowing that they are here with you and you are never alone. Feeling yourself more centered and focused. In communicating with them, with your own soul, knowing that they are guiding you and your own soul is guiding you. Feeling yourself starting to come more back into this room, carrying this essence with you though, knowing that you are tuned in to this essence always. Starting to feel yourself more and more here, knowing that the goddess of the moon is still with you. She speaks of the moon. She is here with you, always. Coming back ever so slowly, starting to feel yourself more and more here in the room. Taking yourself a deep breath. Feeling yourself here. More and more here in the presence of this now moment. And when you're ready to come back, simply feel your feet and your legs and your arms and begin to open your eyes. Coming back more and more fully. Yes. So beautiful. So incredibly beautiful. Welcome back. Ah. Indeed, you're welcome, Carolina. It's great to be back. Fully centered and a light in your purpose. I felt a huge shift there. Letting go of all that crud. There was like a whole bunch of junk that that was coming out and releasing. That was beautiful. It was amazing. So peaceful. Yes. Absolutely peaceful. Indeed. Quite beautiful. Amazing energy. Absolutely beautiful. So now we're opening it up to the satsang portion of discourse portion of the evening, in which you can feel free to share whatever it is that was coming through, or if you have any questions, anything that you'd like to ask, anything that you would like to share, please feel free to, knowing that you are held in utmost unconditional love and unconditional acceptance, knowing that wherever you are in the journey is quite all right, and we honor you for that and accept you. So Melissa says, so very peaceful. Yes, indeed. The light of this full moon, the Buddha essence. Right after, hello Lady Di, right after I realized that I am traveling interdimensionally, you said the words. You're interdimensional. Perfect confirmation and timing. Thank you, Princess. You're very welcome. You're welcome, Lady Di. Well, it's wonderful to have you on here tonight. Yes, we are multidimensionally traveling, and we are opening up to that essence more and more in that understanding, and that's what the Sirius documentary is all about, actually. So if you have the opportunity to see it, or if you want to message me privately, you can email me at Nenari, Nenari at diamondlady.net, and I will get you a link that you could download it. But it's interesting because this documentary is all about disclosure. And I've said for many years that, both that we have multidimensional beings with us all the time here on this earth, and that we also communicate with them all the time. And the things that he talks about, Stephen Greer, I've followed his work for a long time, and being very well versed in it, and his research, and when he talks about the near-death experiences that he does in the documentary, he talks about the multidimensional travel that occurs all the time, in which we have the ability to connect with these beings. I've said that for many years, and I've also said for many years now that disclosure was not going to come from our Prime Minister here in Canada, or the president there in the States, or some being coming out and making some profound announcement. That disclosure would come from us, okay, as it's meant to be. And so this documentary is actually divinely perfect in that sense, because it's now finally coming to light, and it's quite beautiful. So Lady Di said, miss you, do not want to disturb, did not want to say hello and disturb. Thank you. I appreciate that, love. I do. As soon as I have the 9.95, I will be watching it. Oh, the 9.95. Okay, am I missing something? The money. Okay. Yeah, or you can message me and I'll give you uh, another means to obtain it, if you so choose. And we can do that as well. I was like the 9.95. I'm thinking, you know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking Hertz resonances and multidimensional resonances and things like that. So when I saw the 9.95, that's what I was thinking. And I'm thinking, what's she talking about? Is this a new Hertz resonance that I don't know about or something? So that's where I was thinking. I wasn't thinking in terms of money. That's like the farthest thing from my mind. So sorry. But yeah, no worries. That's all good. Yeah, we tap into these frequencies often, and it goes into something that I talk about in my latest article, which was another video that I watched, which I noticed got taken down for copyright infringement too, called Solar Revolution, that I mentioned, I think, last week. If I didn't mention it last week, I think I mentioned it on the air on Sunday night when I was on Michael Carbone's show. And it's a wonderful documentary as well, which speaks about DMT and DMT resonance. And I talk about that in my latest article about DMT. And so I'd invite you all to read it if you haven't read it yet. I can post the link. You were going to ask my take on what, love? Caroline is asking. What were you going to ask me about? Hold on one second. Let me grab my link to my notes here on Facebook. I'm going to put it up on website as well soon. But in the meantime, it's public, so you can access this and read it. Oh, about DMT? Okay, I'll give you my background in it. But there's the link right there that you can go to for my notes section, and my most recent article talks about it. DMT is also known in many circles by its precursor, which is tryptophan. And also serotonin and melatonin are involved in it. DMT is also known in shamanic circles as ayahuasca. Now, many years ago, when I had my first shamanic healer and teacher, White Feather, who I was introduced to by Steve, who was my original twin soul, who was killed. He introduced me to White Feather, and White Feather took me under his tutelage for quite a few years, and I participated in ayahuasca ceremony during that time. And so what DMT does, it gives us the ability through psychotropic means to be able to see, hear, feel, experience multidimensionally. Now, as I explain in my yes, great minds think alike, Caroline, indeed, LOL. As I explained in my newest article, this documentary called Solar Revolution, and if you have the opportunity to see it, if it's still up there on YouTube somewhere, or are able to get access to it, I would recommend watching it. It talks about DMT, and I myself have always had higher levels of DMT in my system already, in my physical being, in my soul being, in who I am in this presence. And in my article, I talked about it. One of the ways that I actually helped to raise my DMT levels when I was pregnant. I remember very vividly when I was pregnant with my second son, Matthew. He craved turkey, and I craved turkey, and that's all I ate primarily during that time. Now, I'm not much of a big meat eater now, and still occasionally eat meat, but and ironically, funny as it would be, Saturday when we had our satsang at Shad's place, at Shadrach's place, we had a turkey stew type soup thing, and so I was kind of laughing at that, because at that point I had just released my new article like 20 minutes before we left to go to his place for satsang, and as far as I'm aware, Shad, you had not read the article up until that point, and so it was quite befitting that we had the turkey. So DMT, yeah, exactly. So I knew you hadn't, and so DMT is actually really good for multidimensionally traveling. It's also good for being able to see, hear, and feel and experience those realms. However, it's not something that we need a psychotropic drug of physical DMT itself, or ayahuasca or anything else that we need. We can obtain higher levels of DMT in our being from extensive continuous meditation. That's why you hear me all the time say meditation, 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 meditation. I cannot stress it enough. The other way you can is to, eat turkey, which is tryptophan, and is the precursor basically to that DMT resonance. And it also comes because I have higher levels of DMT in my being, simply because also of the 11 near-death experiences that I've had in this life. What happens physiologically to the being is there's an overrun of DMT that occurs in the body, as well as sea salt and water being flooded into the bloodstream at the moment of death. And the bloodstream, and also the physical being, right, in all of the cells of the being. And so in going through all of that, I just naturally have that. And so as I was explaining in my article, that coupled with the fact that I came in here as a walk-in 15 years ago or so now, oftentimes people don't understand me and hear me in the things that I share. I'm often highly revered for the readings that I give and the wisdom that I share and whatever, for those who are able to hear that. Some have a hard time understanding that and feel threatened by it because they cannot see beyond their own resonance. And so when I say something that threatens their own resonance and truth, they see me as a threat, and they see me as, attempting to be adversarial, when really all I'm doing is speaking the truth from source as it is in that moment, from the multidimensions that I see. And so it's kind of a flip side coin, and I talk about that in my article, how in Song of the Princess, in the actual chapter on the soul of the princess, I talk about that dichotomy, if you will, from an earthly standpoint of, there are those who resonate and those who don't. But as I watched a recent video of Dr. Ken here, at our spiritual center here in Kelowna, he spoke of, the exact words that I spoke of in my second book, or wrote in my second book, Stepping into Spiritual Oneness, in which I said, take what resonates with you and leave the rest. And so to hear that was kind of like, awesome. Carolina says, so physical DMT is somewhat of a shortcut then. Yeah, it is. What doesn't work, love? What link doesn't work? The link to my notes? I don't know why it shouldn't. Okay, somehow something, yeah, you're right, it isn't working. I don't know why. That's kind of weird. Um, okay, hold on just a second. Maybe it's because I didn't copy and paste it correctly? I don't know. Let's see. Give me just a second here. Well, it also could be, let's see. Okay, it's working on here. It could be because it's just not taking it in the chat for whatever reason. I don't know. Um, I'll try it again and see what happens. Okay, try that and see if that works. No, it's not working on my end here. Okay, well, if you just go to, it's kind of strange that it's doing that. If you just go to my Facebook page, facebook.com/Nenari, then go to my notes section under my timeline. You'll just go to where it says more, and then it'll say notes, and then you can do it from there. So sorry about that. I don't know why the link's not working in chat for whatever reason, but yeah, it's Facebook. What can you say? So anyway, with DMT. Yes, physical DMT is a shortcut to answer your question. You do not have to take it physically. You can, raise your own levels in doing continuous meditation. And that's why I stress meditation. Now, you have a temporary raise of your DMT levels when you do any type of meditation, but it's consistent and constant meditation. I meditate many, many times during the day, whether it's sitting out here in my beautiful nature that I have here, or, sometimes I'll go for a walk and then sit in meditation, or what have you. But I'm in meditation many times during the day. In between, the mentoring I do and whatnot, I am in meditation. So it is continuous meditation that will not only raise your DMT level, but it will also maintain a higher DMT level in the being. Okay, and that has you have the ability to see, hear, and feel and experience multidimensionally things that you could not otherwise. Like I said, I'm going to take and put the article on my website as well. I just haven't done it yet, but you can access it. Anyone, even if you're not friends with me, it's public on Facebook. So if you just go to my Facebook wall and go under the more on the timeline and hit the notes section. It's my most recent note there, and you can read it. LOL, Carolina says, I try and then little baby bunnies start jumping on me. Yeah, I know what that's like. I've been there, done it. When I was raising my sons, I had that happen too, so I totally know. DMT is a wonderful means, developing it within your own being for being able to see multidimensionally, because what happens is then you're able to see beings, from what we call, ETs, or other multidimensional beings and multidimensions, and, those who are unable to see such, it's kind of like, and I gave the analogy, I think it was on the air on Sunday night, perhaps, or just recently, I don't remember when I did, but it was just recent, that analogy of, all those many, many years ago, when we all believed that the world was flat, okay, and then those who started seeing the world as round, the others that saw the world as flat at first thought it was, heresy, thought it was blasphemy, that, how could you ever say that the world is, round, oh my God, right? Kind of thing. And yet at the same time, once they open to multidimensionally to see that. And I'll also give another reference to that. If you have yet to see, for those of you who have yet to see What the Bleep Do We Know? If you watch What the Bleep Do We Know, Amanda, who is the character in the movie, which is played by, oh gosh, what's her name? Marlee Matlin, I think is her name, if I remember right. Yeah, loved it, right? It's a great movie. If you remember, yeah, Matlin, yeah. If you remember, there's that one part in the movie where she's with the shaman, and she can't see. She's looking out at the ocean, and the shaman's basically saying, "Hey, look out there. Do you see the ships that are out at sea?" And she's kind of like, "No," she doesn't see it. And then he thumps her on the third eye, right? And then all of a sudden she sees those ships sailing. Okay, so it's the same thing with DMT levels. You're able to see multidimensionally, so that when you're standing in your truth and you're saying your truth, you're not saying your truth from ego. And this was just brought to me just recently by someone in my life who's kind of been back and forth in my life, and now she's back in my life again. And she and I have been having conversations recently in which she was remarking to me that I was in ego. And I was explaining to her that, in my most recent article that I sent to her and sent out to everyone, as well as, put on Facebook and whatnot, to help humanity as well as my own healing, yes, there were times I was in ego and in the body, and that was because I was, as a walk-in, and she was having trouble trying to assimilate and understand. She said, well, I kind of don't buy the walk-in thing. Someone who is of your caliber would be able to, be in that resonance, right? And the thing is that I am in that resonance, in that light body resonance the majority of the time, but also as a walk-in, I was trying to adapt to the earthly rules, as it were, while still trying to be multidimensional. And so there was that inner struggle that was within me in the body, between the body and the soul, and trying to integrate it all, right? And so when people don't see and they get thumped on their third eye and multidimensionally see, then they can see those ships sailing. They can see those multidimensional essences. You can see and be your soul. And so I was struggling with that, of the being who was here, the soul that was in this body originally. Integrating all of those memories and integrating all of those old wounds and releasing all of that stuff and whatever. And it wasn't until just recently I came fully into that part of being in the soul. Right. And so, Marlee Matlin, I think that's her name, Marlee Matlin, right? Shows that very clearly of, she's in that place, of being an ego or being in the body. And she doesn't see, right? And she, is kind of frustrated and angry and whatever. And so I was kind of in that frustrated and angry space, right? Too. And we all go through that, whether we're a walk-in or not. But when we're trying to integrate into the soul essence of who we really are, there's that inner struggle, right? And so in that, I was able to, come into another level of transformation into the full light of my soul now. And, being in that one soul pointed focus and not being wavering, just like, the Matrix, and I've talked about this, made references to it many times before in our satsangs here, about how in the Matrix, Neo has those bullets that are flying at him. And, they're flying and flying and flying, and they're not hitting him. And he just stands in that space of being in the soul essence. And so I'm in that space now, in that resonance. And I'm really feeling it very deeply. So much so, there's like this, I'm feeling it right now. It's like this overwhelming warmth. And I know it's because I can also feel my twin soul with me as well, because now that I'm fully in my soul, he can be fully in his. And so that's what happens, in the divine essence of who you are when you merge into that one soul. And it's been a process, right? And there were moments, when I felt in the ego, in the body, that I was very much alone and had no one to talk to. And I had made reference to her saying that to her recently yesterday, and she had come back and tried to share with me an ego, reflecting back the ego mirror to me, saying, well, the pedestal that you put yourself on and, made it so that no one could talk to you, and that wasn't it. She wasn't hearing me and wasn't able to understand what I was trying to explain, which was that at that point, 5 years ago, that we were speaking about, I was, in that place of naivete, if you will, and being in the body and processing all of those emotions and things in the ego body that I didn't understand fully and wasn't being my full soul light. And so it caused me to do things and say things and whatever. And, that, and even, as much as a year ago and things like that, that she was making reference to. And so then I also pointed her to the fact that, that was then, this is now kind of thing. All that really matters is this now moment and who I am now and who I am being in this now moment. All of that stuff, of that ego body stuff, is now gone from my being, and there's no point in talking about it any further and bringing it up and rehashing it. It's now, done. And so now all that matters is being in that single focused moment of that one moment, of this now moment of the soul, and being in that continuously. And as I continue to be in that space and resonance and continue to shine who I am, then that allows my twin soul to be that as well, and then allows everyone else who I'm touching to be in that space as well. And that's how we are all in that resonance right now at this very moment in our satsang. And so DMT has the ability to, bring us that essence. But again, it's a physical shortcut to use psychotropic drugs, such as ayahuasca and whatever. If you want to have the experience, it's great. I've done it. But I also came to understand something else too, and this is just coming through me just now to share with you. I had an heightened DMT experience, and many people will say that they have this if those who you've talked to who've done firewalk ceremony. And I experienced that when I did firewalk with White Feather. In fact, the first night that I ever met White Feather, when Steve introduced me to him, we did a firewalk ceremony on the beach. And I originally was in that body ego and, was like, oh, hell no, there's no way you're going to get me to walk, because we're talking 1,200 degree coals. And it was a quite lengthy, I don't know how many feet it was, but it had to have been, 30, 40 feet long at least. Of these coals. And, was an ego body at that point. We're talking, what was this, 26 years ago now. And I'm thinking, oh, hell no, this ain't happening. I'm not going to do this. Are you crazy? And I can distinctly remember I was at the back of the line, and White Feather brought me around to the front of the line and told me that I was the leader and that I was to start it. And I remember giving him this look like he had grown another head. I was like, no way, this is not going to happen, right? And so, and at that very moment, I distinctly remember him whispering into my ear. And the words that he said to me about how I am a leader and how I could do this, and all I needed to do was shift into that ultimate love that I am, that ultimate state of consciousness, of oneness. And it was upon his words that he said, it just triggered that DMT in me from a physiological standpoint, is what was happening, right? And I entered this altered state of consciousness, and I walked it. And, normally you think when you do firewalk, oh, you're going really fast, kind of thing. No, that wasn't it at all. I actually it felt like I was floating, really, is what it felt like. And, upon coming back onto the sand, I felt nothing. I had no experience of pain. I had no experience of, burning sensation, nothing. And even to this day, my feet have no scars from it. And so it was quite an amazing experience. But people will often, it's an altered state of consciousness is what it is. And so that's what DMT has the ability to do. But you don't need to have, the actual DMT itself, ayahuasca, or what have you, to embark upon it. It's just simply, attainable through continuous meditation or entering that altered state of consciousness. So there you go. That's the take on it. What's snake misdirection? Oh, snake misdirection having to do with the thing that Carolina was talking about earlier, Shab. Is that what that you were referring to? Sorry, I missed that in chat just now. But so at any rate, is there anything else that? Oh, the flat Earth. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Snake misdirection. And yeah. Speaking of that, it's interesting that reading that I received was talking about, yeah, we are the year of the snake, and my twin soul has made reference to me being the snake, and how snakes don't change their essence, and things of that nature, and being the year of the snake, and being that we are shedding those skins and whatnot. Yeah, actually, the truth of the matter is snakes do change. They change their skins, and in changing their skins, they change the core essence of who they are. We change our resonance, we change our state of consciousness, which is a shedding of a skin, creating a new snake. And the snake is anew. When once it sheds its skin, it's a new snake, just like the cells in our body. We regenerate the cells in our body actually every month. Every 30 days we regenerate our cells in our body anew. That's why we slough off our skin, so we're shedding our own skin too, eh? And woohoo, you made it, Tawanda. Hello, love. Glad you made it on here. Hello to the tribe. Yes, and Cindy's on too. Awesome. Glad to see you all. Fantastic. Glad to have you all on here. Yes. So actually, snakes do change, and they do shed their skin, and they are anew. So hello, love. Good to see you. Good to see you on here. So the core essence of that snake, the core essence of that being, or the core essence of the grizzly bear and whatever, is not going to change in the sense of their physical apparatus, no. And also the core essence of who we are as that snake or that grizzly bear is love. And actually, on our Sacred Path, Sacred Union group, I have this pinned, and I've kept this post pinned up there for a reason. Nelson Mandela's quote, which says, "No one is born hating one another because of the color of his skin or his background or his religion." And I would add to that, or, for any reason. We're not born to hate. Our core essence is love. People learn to hate. And if they can learn to hate, they can be taught to love. For love comes naturally to the human heart than its opposite. So Nelson Mandela said that. And what I had written at that point was, what is pouring forth from Source through me to add to this is that no one is born having to protect themselves from the character or behavior of another, seeing them as a rattler or grizzly bear either. In fact, in Lemuria and in our ancient times, rattlesnakes, grizzly bears, and other such animals and beings of other dimensions as well, were free from being adversarial at all. They were our friends, and we were together in a place of love and of friendliness with one another rather than having to stay away from such beings, human or otherwise. It is our devolving in consciousness of fear and a flight or fight mechanism that is taught in the subconscious programming ingrained within us that has had the animal species turn such into enemies, where animals are eating one another and such things. And where we feel we're to protect ourselves from them. The answer is within what Nelson Mandela says in this quote here, that people and animals and beings are taught to hate through the programming of fear. And if they can learn to hate, they can also be taught to love. For love does come forth from us naturally to the human heart than its opposite. This is the premise of what our 1 Billion Rising Dance was about, because I had written this around that time. And so it was wonderful, to write that in that moment. And beings, we didn't used to eat meat. In Lemurian and our ancient times, we didn't used to eat meat, and we lived off the prana, the energy of life. And even when we devolved further, we, ate of plant life and of fruits and vegetables first before we ever, devolved further into eating meat. And animals didn't eat one another. And so snakes and rattlers, rattlesnakes and grizzly bears and whatever, they were peaceful, loving creatures. And so we, and you're right, Melissa, snakes grow. And so we lived in this place of harmony and peace, of living off of the energy of prana and the energy of life and the energy of love. And so, we were taught to hate. And so it was that core wound within us that we are to heal, and really coming into the soul of who we are rather than that body of fight or flight and, anger. And as we do that, and Heart Math Institute, I put out a video on my Facebook wall, I think it was yesterday, about this, as we be this, then our animals will come back into that place where, they're not eating one another either, and where we are not eating meat and whatnot, and we'll, evolve back into that. And our heart coherence within us will then bring a community of heart coherence, will then bring a community of global coherence. And that's what this Heart Math Institute YouTube video was that I posted on my Facebook wall yesterday. Was about. And so, we didn't, do that before, and so snakes were not to be feared, so we're not to fear them now. And if you go YouTube it, actually, you can see how many what we would call odd species are getting together. You will see videos of that on YouTube. There's a video of a cat and a bird who are actually friends. Now, normally in de-evolution consciousness, the cat would go and eat the bird, right? But yet they're best friends. There's a dog who's friends with a lion. A cheetah who is friends with a bear. And normally one would eat the other, correct? And so our consciousness is shifting. We are shifting into that place, that resonance of no longer utilizing hate and fight or flight and anger, to come into this space of love. And these multidimensional beings that are with us are of the same. There are those that, have been in the shadow, as well, who have sought to do us harm and whatnot. But that's really a projection of our own mind, of that ego space, again, of that being in the mind-body connection. Once we transform our consciousness to know that, those on this earth of the Illuminatis and those other multidimensional beings, are just a projection of our mind that are, very much like I was seeing a projection of my mind being mirrored to me yesterday through this friend who was coming to me and showing me the opposite in ego. And, I didn't battle with her. My response to her, and I had to say it 3 times before she understood the message, but my response back to her was, I'm free from battling with you, nor my twin soul, nor myself anymore. My focus is simply to be in the soul and to be in that space of love now and be that continuously. And so anytime she was trying to reflect back to me the ego, pain body stuff, said to her, that's not the present moment. That's not this moment now. The only thing that matters is this moment now and being the soul. And so as we be in that space and in that resonance, you know, the snake energy and the grizzly bears and you know, all of those multidimensional beings and the Illuminati and, you know, all of those multidimensional beings that we see is being adversarial or somehow against us or attempting to do us harm, we then understand that it's a projection of our own mind, you know, that we're seeing that has this being mirrored to us. And then we shift into that single focus of being the soul and being love, and that fades and it disappears, and then only love comes into our lives and only soul comes into our lives. And you know, again, you know, it's not about turning a blind eye. You know, we are in awareness of it, but we're only in awareness of it once. You know, we see, okay, this is what the paradigm is showing, that this is what I choose no longer, right? And so we're in a single pointed focus then. So in that, is there anything else that anybody would like to share, or any questions that you would like to ask? The year of the snake essence that we're in so beautifully. And you know, oh, also I will say the year of the snake essence can also mean the Kundalini essence, which is the energy of love, and that divine union of the divine masculine and divine feminine within us, which births us into oneness. Because in truth, there is no divine masculine or divine feminine. There's only one. There's only oneness. Divine masculine and divine feminine are the polarities that we embody here on this earth, but the essence of who we are is that Christ consciousness, is that oneness, is just the one. Lady Di said, after 11 on the East Coast, have to bid you all wonderful night full of love. Yes, wonderful night full of love indeed. Wonderful. Thank you for being on here tonight. Good night, love, and blessings to you. And thank you all for being here tonight. It's been totally wonderful. We'll make this be the last call. Does anybody have any questions that they'd like to ask? Anything that you would like to share? Please feel free to. Love to you too, Eli. Thank you. Love to you too. Heart full of love to you too. Beautiful. As an understanding that all is so beautiful. Love you too, Cindy. Thank you. Good night, Shadrach. Love you. And thank you all for being here tonight. Love you all. Yes, motorcycle buddy. Yes, love you too, motorcycle buddy. See you in the multi-dimensions on that motorcycle. Absolutely. Um, Absolutely. Thank you. I'm glad it was a beautiful meditation. Oh, no worries, love. Don't worry. It's okay. Yeah, we start at 7 Pacific time, love. Okay, that you sent me another email, Cindy. Not a worry. I will check in on that. You know, after we're done here. Not a problem. Love and light till next week. Indeed, yes, we will be back on here again. Tuesday evening, next Tuesday evening, as we have been. We've been doing this for, what, a year and a half now on our Ascension website. I've been doing this for many, many years, but on the RSM website, we've been doing this for about a year and a half now. I believe it is now, coming up on a year and a half. And so Tuesday evening, 7 Pacific, 9 Central, 10 East Coast time. And for those of you who are in Germany or Australia who have been joining us lately as well, I know there's time differences, and you can definitely join us again. And also on Wednesday evening and Thursday evening with, I believe it's, I want to say it's Heather, I think, is our new or Jennifer, I can't remember her name for Wednesday night, I'm sorry, forgive me, and Amaya, who is on Thursday evenings. Jennifer, thank you, Carolina. I'm like, Heather, Jennifer, I couldn't remember. I keep feeling her energy is Heather, and I don't know why, probably because I'm tuning into one of her other lives. But Jennifer is on Wednesday evenings, 7 p.m., and Thursday evenings is our beautiful Amaya goddess as well on our ascension here, and it's an honor and pleasure to be able to provide this for you all every week, and may the goddess of the moon bless you. And I will See you all next Tuesday evening. Infinite love and light to you. Enjoy this beautiful lunar eclipse in the union of love and the full moon. And many infinite blessings to you all. Espada.